Guys, the dude from Denmark here. Pax Prime is happening at the moment where Wizards of the Coast is to present their new spoilers for Khans of Tarkir. So let's check it out. The card I want to show today is called Crackling Doom, and it's a red, white and black instant card that costs you 3 mana to cast. Crackling Doom deals 2 damage to each opponent. Each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures he controls. For 3 mana this is a really aggressive card, which I really like. In general, I think so far that the Mardu clan is really awesome, and I'm looking forward to see more cards with them. I think this card is really great in a multiplayer format where you play with a lot of opponents. You can deal damage to that they also have to sacrifice a creature with the highest power. Again, 3 mana is just it's a really good card. Speaking of the Mardu clan, we got a black creature that's called Mardu Skull Hunter. And costs you 2 mana to cast, and it's a 2/1. Mardu Skull Hunter enters the battlefield tapped. We got the new raid mechanic where when Mardu Skull Hunter enters the battlefield, if you attack with a creature this turn, target opponent discard a card. I'm still looking forward to see what we get from a raid, because so far I think it seems like a nice mechanic. If we do get some creatures, that's really awesome, because so far we have only gotten some trashy stuff. I think with discarding a card and dealing 2 damage and so on. It seems obvious that we should have a card that gives you an extra combat phase or whatever to make raids even more powerful. So I'm looking forward to see what we get from the raid mechanic. But this is an okay card, I think. It's not the only returning mechanic in Khans of Tarkir. The Jeskai clan is also getting a returning mechanic, which is Delve, which on this card is called Necropolis Fiend and costs you 9 mana to cast. It's a demon and it's a 4/5. They got the Delve mechanic where each card you exile from your graveyard while casting this spell pays for 1 colorless less mana to cast. They got Flying, and you can pay X mana and tap it. Exile X cards from your graveyard. Target creature get -X until end of turn. I think it's awesome that the Delve mechanic is back, and especially for the Jeskai clan, which is those colors that I actually want to play with in Khans of Tarkir. The only problem that I could see with Delve is that too many Delve cards could lead to not having enough cards in your graveyard to keep exiling, or until you actually kill yourself because you don't have any more cards. But I really hope that Wizards of the Coast will have some cards that interact really good with Delve, because I think it needs it, at least. On this card, it can essentially cost you 2 mana for a 4/5 with Flying, which is really awesome. Another thing is that you can also, after you have casted for the Delve mechanic, you can also just exile cards normally to kill the opponent's creatures, which is really good. Although it might be a bit weird that you just delved a lot, and then now you don't have that much card in your graveyard to use this creature's other ability. But of course you will just use cards to get more cards in your graveyard. But yeah, I think it's nice to see Delve back, and I think it's a nice creature. The mechanic in Khans of Tarkir is called Outlast and belongs to the Abzan clan. On this creature, it's called Herald of an Offenser and costs you 1 mana to cast, and it's a white human solar creature. That's a 1/2. The Outlast mechanic is like this, where you pay 3 mana and tap it to put 1/1 counter on this creature, Outlast only as a sorcery. Whenever you activate Herald of an Offenser's Outlast ability, put a 1/1 white warrior creature token onto the battlefield. Oh look, another 1/1 mechanic. That's so fun. Ugh. I think also with the text that whenever you activate Outlast ability, I think it's really a lazy design, and it's really too bad that this clan is getting this kind of mechanic instead of something really interesting, like for instance lifelink mechanic with the white and black in it. I don't know, but I'm not sure if 3 mana is the case every time, where you only put 1/1 counter on this creature. It could be that you put more counters on, and it would cost more if you did. But yeah, I think it's a really boring mechanic. But if we look on the card, I think it's a neat card that only costs you 1 mana that can generate tokens for you whenever you put a 1/1 counter on it with this mechanic. An interesting thing about this Outlast mechanic is that the creatures tap when you give them 1/1 counters on it. There are on the internet a card that not yet have been confirmed real or fake, that whenever a creature have a 1/1 counter on it, they will untap during the opponent's untap step, which with this mechanic could of course be really good, and is also in the clan's color, so that could be really interesting to run with. The card leader for the Jeskai clan is called Narset, Enlightened Master, and costs you 5 mana to cast. She's a legendary human monk creature and is a 3/2. She got first strike and hexproof. Whenever Narset Enlightened Master attacks, exile the top 4 cards of your library. Until end of turn, you may cast non-creature cards. Exile the Narset this turn without paying their mana cost. Narset might cost you 6 mana, which might be a lot, but I actually think that this creature is really awesome together with its mechanic, the prowess one, where whenever you cast a non-creature spell, that creature will get 1/1 until end of turn. Which definitely is awesome with this one, since it's non-creature cards that you can play without paying their mana cost, which means that you can just put off a lot of 1/1 counters until end of turn. So that seems really good. But yeah, 6 mana might be a lot, and she only have a 3/2 body, so she can die really quick. Though she got hexproof, which is really good, I think. So I actually think that it's a really good leader for this clan. Speaking of the prowess mechanic, we have a red human monk creature that's called Dragon Style Twins, and costs you 5 mana to cast. It's a 3/3 and got double strike with that prowess mechanic, where whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature get +1/+1 until end of turn. I still think that the prowess isn't really that interesting. It's a fine mechanic. I think it's not really, it's just not really that creative, I think. But you know, a 3/3 double strike that essentially can be a 4/4 double strike. Again, if you cast a lot of stuff, it can be really high. So for 5 mana, I actually think this is a really scary card that the opponent had to really look out for. Just like in Return to Ravnica, we're also going to have charms in cards of Tarkir. This one is the Sultai charm that costs you 3 mana, and the text is now also different from what we used to have. Choose one, destroy target monocolored creature, destroy target artifact or enchantment, draw 2 cards and discard a card. Again, with the text, I think that this is much more simpler than choose one, and we have a wall of text that just say whatever you could do. With this one just be way more elegant, so that is really good. With the card itself, I think for 3 mana that what it can do is really awesome, and just presents a lot of options for you. So I'm really looking forward to see the other charms too. This is a white, black, and green sorcery spell that costs you 7 mana to cast. Choose up to 1 creature, destroy the rest. It's sure, it costs you a lot of mana to do, but it's really awesome that you get to choose what creature gets to live. So I definitely think that that is a really good sweeping spell. Ascendancy is a green, blue, and red enchantment card that costs you 3 mana to cast. Creatures you control have haste. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. It's actually really weird that we haven't seen the Temur mechanic yet, which is the only clan that's missing its mechanic, but I'm sure we will see it when the spoiler season begins. But from this card, we can maybe speculate that the mechanic will be because they're all about big creatures and so on. They will probably have a mechanic that says if you control a creature with the highest power or whatever, you get to do stuff. So that might go that. If the mechanic is that, it might go really well with this card. The last card I want to show today is called Rattleclaw Mystic, and it's a green human shaman creature that costs you 2 mana to cast. It's a 2/1, and you can tap it to add either 1 green, 1 blue, or 1 red mana to your mana pool. You got the new morph mechanic where you can pay 2 colorless mana to cast the face down as a 2/2 creature for 3 colorless mana. You can turn it face up at any time for its morph cost, which is 2 colorless mana. When you do turn it face up, you get to add 1 green, 1 blue and 1 red mana to your mana pool. I never really liked morph that much, but I actually think that this one is really decent because it's really cheap and you get a lot of mana out of it. I'm sure there are probably a lot of other mana dogs that does the job a lot better than this one, but I do think that in these 3 color combinations you will get to cast something really good. So I think it's actually a neat card. That was the cards I wanted to show today. You can leave me a comment down below and tell me what you think of these first couple of spoilers for cards of Tarkir. You can subscribe to me if you want to check more spoiler videos out. I'll be making a new video whenever there are new cards coming out for cards of Tarkir. Until next time, have fun guys.